What is up, guys, and welcome back to another episode of Bleeding BNG. And guys, I know you guys come to Bleeding BNG for the long form episodes to get the most raw, uncut, and unfiltered analysis on our Washington Commanders. But I'm letting you know right now, the 30-minute episode that you guys are used to from us, that's not happening today. One of the reasons being that it's 1 a.m. Being that the Commanders played Sunday Night Football, and we're boots on the ground for every Commanders home game. And another reason for that is that I just want to celebrate. I just want to celebrate and retweet Jayden Daniels propaganda till about 4 a.m. and listen to what all the national media outlets have to say about Jayden Daniels. Because if you don't know, our beloved Washington Commanders football team, franchise, Redskins, whatever, we everything today. We everything today. We clinched our playoff spot for the 2024 playoffs by defeating the Atlanta Falcons to the score of 30-24 in overtime. I've said it before and I'll say it again. Being a Commanders fan is not good for my blood pressure. I know being a Commanders fan is taking years off my life, but it's moments like these that make it all worth it. It's moments like having Jayden Daniels as a franchise quarterback and having Jayden Daniels as the savior of this franchise that makes it all worth it. If you guys are checking us out on YouTube, you see we got a new addition to the layout, to the man cave, to where the magic happens at. Get your minds out the gutter. But yeah, we got a Jayden Daniels fathead. And I'm thinking about making a Jayden Daniels shrine at this point. Because Jayden Daniels is everything that I could have imagined him to be and more. Jayden Daniels is the greatest rookie quarterback in NFL history. And I'm so glad that he dons the burgundy and gold each and every Sunday. Jayden Daniels has changed my life for the better. That seasonal depression I used to get during football season when daylight saving time hit, gone. Now I got something to look forward to during the holiday season. And it's just not the holiday. It ain't just spending time with family, the cliche. I'm looking forward to putting belt to ass each and every weekend with my Washington Commanders and 5 at the helm. And I wholeheartedly mean this when I say this. So let me make sure that I'm looking at the camera when I say this, because I'm dead ass when I say this. I will not take any quarterback in the NFL over Jayden Daniels right now. Not a one. Don't give me Patrick Mahomes. Don't give me Josh Allen. Don't give me Joe Burrow. I'm not taking any of them over my guy, 5. And one of the reasons is that he's my guy. He's our guy. And he dons that burgundy and gold. So I might be a little biased. But I've said it before and I'll say it again. We drafted Black Tom Brady, y'all. We drafted Black Tom Brady. And he just so happens to run a 4.4. And the reason that I say we drafted Black Tom Brady is because this guy is the most cerebral motherfucker I've ever met in my life outside of Tom Brady. He laughs at the face of pressure. I'm over there clenching my butt cheeks in section 139. I'm so fucking nervous. No diddy. That game putting me through an emotional roller coaster. Jayden Daniels laughed at that shit. He loves that shit. He embraces that. That's the reason that Jayden Daniels is in the NFL and I'm over here podcasting about Jayden Daniels. The poise, the moxie. That's a cold motherfucker wearing that 5 in burgundy and gold. And the thing is, he's only 24. He just turned 24 this month. Get used to this for at least the next 7 to 8 years, hopefully 10 to 15. Because he's shown over the course of the last month at least, if not the entire season, that while his legs do make him special, and that's one of his superpowers that have me not taking any quarterback over him right now. He's shown that he can get it done simply with his arm. All those people that are talking about running quarterback, he's a running back, skinny Justin Fields before the draft, shut the fuck up. Shut the fuck up. Because little did you know that number 5 in burgundy and gold was going to be producing the greatest rookie quarterback season of all time. I don't give a damn about what C.J. Stroud did last year. It pales in comparison to what Jayden Daniels has. Because if you look at the rosters, Jayden Daniels is this entire roster. This roster got about 3 or 4 blue chip players, and I might be pushing it. Terry McLaurin just got into that blue chip range this year. But you know who's one of them? That guy right there. That guy right there. And if you're not checking us out on YouTube and you're listening to us on our audio-only platforms, I'm pointing at my Jayden Daniels fat head. We got us one. We got the one. Not even one. We got the one. 5 is the one. 5 is the one. And let me get into this game because I said I'm not going to keep y'all too long, and I'm about to lose my voice. And I need to go take a couple of shots. 11 wins and playoffs. If y'all been day one Bleeding BNG followers, y'all know I'm 29 years old. I turned 29 last month. I ain't seen 11 wins in my entire life. I know that sounds crazy as shit to say, but it's the wholehearted truth. I wasn't even a thought the last time we had 11 wins. My mother was still fucking in college the last time we had 11 wins. So that's what makes it so much sweeter tonight. That's what makes tonight so much sweeter. The prior 3 years that I've spent as a season ticket holder, being trolled by fans in the concourse as I leave the stadium because we got fucking Carson Wentz and Sam Howell and Taylor Heineke playing quarterback. That makes tonight even sweeter. And that makes tonight a night that I will never forget. 11 wins for the first time in my life. And guess what? We didn't even need the 17th game. This is a legit 11-5. Even if you wanted to give us a 16-game schedule that I've been so accustomed to all of my life, we would have won 11 games then. Now we can have discussions about whether we need to sit my guy, Jayden Daniels, against the Dallas Cowboys in Week 18. Because we already clinched the playoffs. And while I do want that 6 seed for a trip to LA against the Rams, while I do prefer that, with 5 at the helm, I'm not scared of any fucking body. You go tell that to an Eagle fan, you go tell that to a Buck fan, you can tell it, I don't give a fuck. I like my chances with JD5 at the helm. Let's get into this game because, like I said, I'm not going to keep you too long. You already know we started with the Golden Boy, JD5, the franchise, and glazed him for the last 8 minutes of this episode. But let me show you why. His stat line reads 24 for 36, 227 yards, 3 touchdowns, and 1 interception. But guess what? That wasn't even my favorite part about tonight. Jayden Daniels had 16 rushes for 127 yards. This nigga almost ran for 130 yards. Putting the team on his back. Wearing the Washington Commanders organization like a fucking backpack. I told y'all, we got Black Brady, but he just happens to run a 4.4. I don't know if I'm going to sleep tonight. I want to hear what Scott Van Pelt is saying about Jayden Daniels on SportsCenter. I want to hear what Unc and Chad Ochocinco saying about Jayden Daniels on Nightcap. Because being a Washington fan, I'm not used to us being taught in high regard amongst the national media. And all of that has changed because we got that motherfucker at quarterback, and the rest of the league knows it. No matter what the fucking Philadelphia Eagle fan try to tell you. They know damn well that he better than Jalen Hurts. Jayden Daniels got more passing touchdowns in his rookie year than Jalen Hurts has ever had in his entire fucking life. Don't ever compare Shamar Moore to my quarterback, to my franchise quarterback. Totaling for what? This almost what? 360 all-purpose yards? I don't care which way you give it to me. Just get it done. And that's what he did today. At times in the game, it was raining. I think that's one of the reasons why my voice is going in and out. Looked like Hurricane Katrina in spurts of the game. It was clear in others, though. But guess what? He's going to win any which way. It don't matter what the fuck the weather is like. when you got number 5 at the helm. But let me get off of number 5 because this just seems like a Jayden Daniels glazing session, and rightfully so. I don't give a fuck. You changed my life, you get glazed all you want. All did. I don't give a damn. I don't give a damn. You changed my life like that, we going to spend 12 minutes glazing you. We finally got a superstar in Washington. It's been oh so long since then. The last superstar talent that we had was probably, outside of RG3 as a rookie for 1 year, was probably Sean Taylor. And let's keep it real. He didn't really get his flowers until after he died. Jayden Daniels is getting them in real time. I told you, he carried this organization on his back all season like a backpack. And it was encapsulated in tonight. Because yet again, for about the 6 out of the last 7 weeks, the run game outside of Jayden Daniels was non-existent as fuck. I know the stat line reads as Brian Robinson having 13 carries for 60 yards. That seems like a decent stat line. But let me tell y'all right now, if you think that we don't need to be drafting a running back or looking at running backs in the draft, you are fucking fooling yourself. He picked it up in the second half after he got benched for the likes of Jeremy McNichols and Chris Rodriguez, who were outproducing him. But I tweeted in the first half, and I wholeheartedly believed it, and I've been saying this for quite some time now, that we need to just admit that Brian Robinson is Rob Kelly with a feel-good story. Amazing story. Bulletproof B-Rob. He's going to go down in fan infamy for the rest of his career, just for the simple fact that he bounced back. But he ain't been producing. And Cliff Kingsbury saw the same thing that I saw, and that's why he sat his ass down for majority of the second half. But then he did, I will give him his credit, he did have a couple of crucial runs in the fourth quarter after he was benched, because guess what? He woke the fuck up. I wouldn't like sitting on the sidelines either. He woke the fuck up. Thank you. Because we're going to need some inkling of a run game as we get into the playoffs, as we get into January football. Because guess what? We playing January football. That shit sounds so crazy to say, though. That shit sounds so crazy to say. And we got a week to spare. If you're not following us on social media, what are you doing? Go check us out on X, on Instagram. The victory lap around the concourse today was amazing. I haven't seen that much camaraderie in the fan base in all of my years as a fan. This is like when I used to go on those YouTube videos in like 2007 and 2006 and seeing a packed FedEx field, even though we was some shit then. But seeing a packed FedEx field, swag surfing and things like that. It felt like that today. Clinton Portis, burying the flag, being the flag bearer of the game. It felt like those YouTube videos that I used to watch in 06 and 07 of FedEx Field, fucking rocking. Fucking rocking. That's what today felt like. It was magical in there. And it made, I don't even want to put the price I spent on them season tickets because they keep going up and up and up. But it made it worth every fucking penny. It made it worth every penny. Because while Christian Rodriguez getting back to the run game, while Christian Rodriguez's stat line doesn't read crazy, he had 5 carries for 16 yards, just a 3.2 yards per carry. He got in the end zone, and that was all him because he was hitting the backfield. Something we haven't seen from Brian Robinson, turning a negative run into a positive gain. And then we got Jeremy McNichols picking up blitzes like prime Clinton Portis. Suplexing middle linebackers coming through the A-gap. Like he's Shelton Benjamin or something. Shout out to all my WWE fans out there. I'm elated. I'm ecstatic. I'm running out of adjectives to say how I'm feeling right now. And I know I'm running out of adjectives to describe Jayden Daniels' play. Magician. Superstar. All pro, MVP, whatever you want to call him. He's deserving of it. This past game real quickly, because Olamide's the kids. I don't know what the fuck. I ain't never seen you act like this before, bro. Olamide's kids had back-to-back revenge games with him being a part of the Eagles last year and being a part of the Falcons in years prior to that. And guess what? He played like it today. He played like he was looking for revenge. Word to Drake. 8 carries, 85 yards. 8 catches, 85 yards, and a touchdown. Running his faces. Turning bubble screens into first downs. Olamide's kids was lit from go. Now I know he had a crucial drop on the final drive of the of regulation, but it's Olamide's kids. You can only act for so much. Zach Ertz, my nigga Zach Ertz, Grandpa Zach, no yak Zach. 6 carries for 72 yards and 2 TDs. 2 fucking TDs. At the right age of 97. And let me tell y'all, I knew we was winning that game when I don't know if it was second and long or third and long, but Jayden hit Zach Ertz and he turned it upfield and it got about 25 yards after the catch. He got more yards in that one play after the catch than he had in his all season, accumulated all season. And that's when I knew we were going to win that game. I said, oh, Zach Ertz wants this. He got the crowd hype, and he really got us back into it. Because like I said, we were behind the sticks. I was nervous as shit at halftime, down 10 points. We had Bijan Robinson looking like prime LT out that bitch. I was nervous as hell. Silly me, though. What am I nervous for when we got fucking Jayden Daniels? Sticking with the passing game. Terry McLaurin got 5 targets. Only had 1 reception for 5 yards. And I'm not mad at it because we won the game. That shows you that you can win the game any which way when you got number 5 as your quarterback. They asked Cliff Kingsbury today, could you win when the run game is not established, the run game is not effective? He said, as long as 5 is healthy, yeah. Well, this was another one of those performances today. Cliff was right. Cliff was right. I think that'll really do it for the offense. Sticking with the offensive line. Still not getting much push in the run game, even though I think some of it has to do with Brian Robinson. He can't rate the run into a motherfucking back. No vision. He is blind as a nigga with glaucoma. He is blind as Ray Charles out that bitch. The run game did pick up a little bit in the second half. The pass pro was shaky as fuck in the first half. My heart stopped when Jayden Daniels his leg rolled up under him. Now my heart like legitimately stopped. Like I had to hit a dead ass. Like dead ass. I was about to be put in my misery. But thankfully he's flexible, built like Gumby, young. Oh, it pays to be young. Oh, it pays to be young because my knee hurt just getting up out the bed. But the offensive line did hold up better with their pass protection in the second half. But I also think a lot of it has to do with 5 just getting out the back door and scrambling and turning scratching it chicken salad. The Magic Man. I know Cornelius Lucas did get put out of the game or come out of the game with an injury after replacing Andrew Wiley at the beginning of the game, who was inactive. So I'm curious to see how the week goes leading into week 18 against Dallas. But guess what? The regular season don't matter no more. I got my playoff glasses on, my playoff lenses on. Sticking with the defense really fast. Quan Martin balled his fucking face off. Interception on the opening drive. He made another big play when he blasted Drake London over the middle. He did get beat by Bijan Robinson off the line of scrimmage on one play. But guess what? Michael Penix Jr. was beating his dick too hard. Overthrew him. I don't know why the fuck Joe Witt, who's been balling out all season, I don't know why we had Michael Penix just cooling in the pocket. He could have baked the cake in the pocket today. I don't know, and pressuring him and blitzing him. Because if you watch him in college, he's as stiff as a fucking chalkboard. Because the little times that we did get pressure today, he couldn't wait to fucking fumble the ball. Because he's like a fish out of water outside of the pocket. We still aren't able to stop the run. The front seven is still weak as fuck. John Allen came in today, gave his clapping pregame speech. Didn't really make much of an impact. He was on a pitch count. But like I said, we got to get ready for January football. You know what they do? You know what football teams do in January? Because now we're playing with the good teams in the playoffs. They run the fucking football. So we're going to have to find a way to settle down, buckle down. Even if you got to sell out like you did in the second half against Saquon last week, do that shit, bro. Do it. Do it. I know we ain't have Marshawn Lattimore. I know you ain't want them corners out on the island. And I get it. Because I'm starting to think that the book might be out on Mikey Sanders still. I love Mikey. Y'all know I've been giving him high acclaim all season, high praise all season. But I've also said that Mikey has some physical limitations. And I think the book might be out on him across the league because he has no fucking long speed. He can't run deep. And Atlanta made it their fucking due diligence or made it their duty to challenge him with vertical routes today. He got beat on a couple of them. A couple of them, like I said, Michael Penix was just yanking his thing too hard. He just arm strength was just a little too out there for him. But yeah, so hopefully when Mikey, when we get some reinforcements and Mikey is allowed to play the slot corner position that he was initially brought in to do, hopefully we see. I ain't even gonna say that because he's been balling. He's been balling. Today just wasn't his best game. It might have been the worst game of his career outside of the Tampa Bay game, which was his first game of his career. But I don't necessarily want to see Noah Igbenogany taken out of the lineup as a slot corner because he's been doing a hell of a job as well. That might be something that we look at in 2025, especially when we get the reinforcements in, especially if Marshawn Lattimore's hamstring continues to be pulled brisket and pulled pork. Like, shit's ridiculous. He had a costly penalty on the first field goal as well. Just wasn't an amazing game from Mikey Sanders still. It was a quiet game for Frankie Louva and Bobby Wagner. I wanted to see more from my second level of the defense. Like I said, at one point, I thought that B. John Robinson was going to run for 200 yards on us. But that didn't happen because we took a lead and they had to kind of like deviate away from the run game a little bit. And I think that that's our best defense. Our offense putting points on the board to turn another team's offense one-dimensional. I think, honestly, that that's our best defense in 2024. To wrap up, I haven't gotten a chance to watch the TV copy because I'm boots on the ground at all Commanders games. This felt like another Commanders versus Vegas game. And I'm not talking about the Raiders. 12 penalties for over 100 yards. Some of them were your fault, but some of them, like, you got to be fucking kidding me. You got to be fucking kidding me. You can tell that the NFL was doing their best to get a do or die, win or go home watching Washington and Dallas matchup in Week 18. But guess what? Jayden Daniels said, yeah, right. I ain't got time for that shit. And I'm running out of time because it's about 1:30 in the morning. I got to catch a flight in the morning. So I don't know if I'm going to be doing a reaction video. I'm going to try to get it out to you because I love the people. But yeah, exciting times in here in Washington. Celebrate, rejoice. That'll do it for this episode of Bleeding B&G. As always, if you're not following us on social media, what are you doing? Instagram is at Bleeding B&G, BLEEDING BNG. Our X handle is at Bleeding BNG, BLEEDIN BNG. So there's only one G in our X handle. If you're listening to us on audio-only platforms such as Apple Podcasts or Spotify, please leave a rating. Please leave a review. That's how we finesse these algorithms so that when you're searching anything, Washington Commanders, Bleeding B&G is that #1 content hub that pops up in your search bar. It's an amazing night. It's an amazing season. And yeah, we're going to keep it rolling because this season ain't over by any means. We got some extra football to play. And I think we can make it all the way to February football when we got number 5 at the helm. Thank you guys for tuning into this episode. I'll check in on you guys on the flip side. 11 wins, baby. Playoffs. Playoffs. Peace.